Hey, I'm Heather. I'm a sexuality empowerment coach, and this week I thought I would tackle one of our sending questions from our viewers. If you aren't familiar, once a month I answer a question that's been sent to me by, well, really anyone who feels like it. Um, you can comment below and submit a question. You can email me, heather@AuthenticSexualYou.com, or you can use the anonymous Google form that I have, and I always link that in the description below, so just click show more. So this month it really wasn't like a specific question so much as a request that I talk about body image and body acceptance and self-confidence and sex and how those things kind of like interplay together, and how specifically I do it. I know I project a lot of confidence out into the world, and that is definitely something that I've crafted because being confident really helps with my sense of empowerment, and my empowerment helps me get the sex I want. So those things kind of all play in together. But to be completely honest with people, I struggle, and I don't know anyone who doesn't struggle. I started getting messages about what my body should look like, what my weight should be, what's considered attractive, since I was a little kid, and I'm 31 now. So unworking the neural pathways and the messages that I believe or believed, and sometimes still struggle with believing about myself. It took a while. So if you're currently in the middle of struggling with changing, your thought patterns and your beliefs around what's an acceptable body and what's an acceptable level of attractiveness and those kind of things, remember to be patient with yourself and give yourself permission to be where you're at, and know that where you're at today isn't reflective of where you're going to be forever. How your body looks today isn't how your body is going to look forever. How you feel about your body today is not necessarily reflective of how you'll feel about your body forever. We all have good days, we all have bad days, and I think there's so much out there already pressuring us. One of the best things we can do for ourselves is to give ourselves a break and just give ourselves permission to be where we're at today, instead of trying to add to the judgment and the shame and the shoulds and the expectations that aren't necessarily healthy or effective in promoting change within ourselves. The second thing that really helped me with my self-acceptance and in turn my self-confidence and my self-love and then my empowerment, is that I stopped being with people who weren't into me, and I focused specifically on being with people who liked me because of me and not in spite of me. So at this point, I only date people who are interested in the body I have. If you're looking for someone who's really thin, or is interested in running a marathon, or only eating vegan, or really pays strict attention to their diet, I'm not your girl. And that's okay, because there are lots of people out there who are, right? I don't need to change myself to conform to someone else's standards. I can just do me. And there are people out there who like me because of my size, because I like to cook the things I like to cook, because my hobbies are my hobbies. Yeah, this doesn't just go for body image and size and diet and all those things. There are people out there who wouldn't want to be with me because I identify as a feminist, and feminism is really important to me. And then there are other people who think that social activism and feminism is important, and that's something that turns them on about me as a partner. Vocalness about sexuality and having a willingness to have conversations. Some people, that's really a turnoff for them, and that's totally okay. I'm not going to date those people because they're not a good fit for me. So I actually, probably in my mid-20s, I created a dating rule for myself. No dating people who don't like me. It sounds so simple, but I can't tell you the number of times I dated people that would say things like, "I just wish you weren't so feministy," or "I just wish you weren't so opinionated," or "You'd be really pretty if you just lost 20 pounds. Why don't we go to the gym together?" And I don't have time for that anymore in my life, and I don't want any extra people bringing negativity to my life, um, around size, around political beliefs. Um, any of that stuff. There's already enough of a struggle out in the world that I'm not willing to have that in my relationships. So so yeah, if I could offer any advice to people who are not suffering, that's the wrong word, but struggling, with body, with size, with acceptance, with confidence issues, Number one, give yourself permission to be where you're at and just accept where you're at today and know that it won't be that way forever because that's just not how life works. And then number two, only be with people who like you for you and not like you in spite of you. Don't date people who don't like you. It will improve your dating life 100%. I absolutely promise that. So, hope you like this video. If you have any other tips to add around body confidence, self-love, I would love to hear them. Feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And if you've got some time, check out my website, which is AuthenticSexualYou.com. There's some really great stuff on self-love and self-acceptance and kind of creating the relationships we want on there. Talk to you next week.